With the lapse of appropriations or the furlough situation, it made all of us very anxious and about what will happen and whether or not we will actually have the resources to continue, living the way that we're accustomed to living. And we are now in a waiting and holding pattern for Washington and its leadership to determine whether or not we're going back to work. So I'm a little bit luckier than other people because of my grade status as a civil servant, and having started in the government as a GS5, I'm very, very sensitive to the needs of people at lower grade levels of government. And there are families at the lower grade levels who are dependent on this income. And not knowing that the money may not be coming into their next paycheck is frightening to them. Okay, these aren't people that have inheritances from other families. These are people that are living from paycheck to paycheck, and they serve their country. They hope that their country serves them by committing themselves to paying them for the services that they render. And I think for them in particular, this is a very anxious time. And so if I'm looking at this from any end of the political spectrum, you can't dismiss the fact that there are other people impacted by this. And it's not just our resources, it's also what we deliver. I mean, you're seeing the news about national parks not being able to get the trash out. What you don't see is the impact this has also on other agencies, including the U.S. Coast Guard, the U.S. Department of State. I mean, we have to effect diplomacy every day. We are the prevention tool to prevent any bad things from happening, and to, to have our military go in and to, act upon something. So this has an impact and a ripple effect all across the board that I don't think people realize. And when they realize that, in fact, that, it hits their bottom line or it hits services that they would have otherwise counted on, I think that's when it starts resonating. And it honestly makes me really sad thinking about people worried right now, sitting at home, eating dinners with their families and not knowing whether or not the next paycheck is coming in. Nobody should ever be in that position. And I don't think that those of us who signed up for the government we never wanted to see anything like that happen. I've been through furloughs before, back in the 90s. And quite frankly, it was frightening back then. Okay, and I think that civil servants in particular, and I will say this also on behalf of my foreign service colleagues, my military colleagues, all of us deserve a little bit more respect. Okay, and that's the least that I can say. We're a good band of people. We're a proud family of brothers and sisters that serve our country, and it should go two ways.